You don't own me. You don't own me.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for taking your time to click on this video. So again, I've brought you a makeup tutorial on this look right here. And this look really throws onto more of a fall look, but there's no rules to makeup, so you can use it whenever you want to. But it definitely gives me the fall vibes, like the copper, you know, the lipstick, it's dark. It definitely throws on to more of a fall look, but again, use it whenever you want to. So if you guys want to see how I created this look, please keep on watching. I already primed my eyelids with the MAC Prolonged Concealer, and I set that down with translucent powder, and I'm just going to move on straight to the eyeshadow. But I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit so you guys can see exactly what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so I zoomed you guys in a little bit more, that way you guys have a better view. So I'm going to go in with my Morphe 350 palette, and for my transition shade I'm going to go in with this color right here. You guys can see it. It's going to be right. I'm going to be going with a regular blending brush, and I'm going to dip into that color. So I'm going to go straight into the crease. Nothing new here, just buffing it into the crease, bringing it out just a little bit to soften off the edges. My baby hairs, I'm just looking at it on the monitor. They're everywhere. I actually like my baby hairs. I know some people would want to get lasered off, but I feel like it's part of what makes you look younger. I feel like if I remove my baby hairs, I would just look bald. I'm going to be picking up a Morphe Y17 brush, and just looks like this. And I'm going to be dipping into this color, which was right next to the color we just used, and this color right here. Now what we're going to do with this is we're going to start creating our halo effect. So we're going to bring it up to the crease. And we're going to be swiping it and doing circular motions at the same time into a circle like this. Well, half a circle. Moving it back and forth to my inner corner and my outer corner. Now I'm going to go in with my Moderate Renaissance palette, and I'm going to be dipping into Cypress Upper, darker color on the palette right here. I'm using a Morphe Y19 brush to place that on my eyelid and buff it out. The brush is way more precise, like it gives you a more precise feel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pat it on there. Pat it on both ends and swipe down just a little bit. And then blend. Now notice that this time I'm only blending it halfway. And I can always and then blend. Okay, now what I did was I went into my Carly Bybel palette and I dipped into this color right here. And I actually did not use a brush to apply this on my eyelid. What I ended up doing is just grabbing my finger and getting the color on there. and you definitely get more pigment on there than getting your brush and dipping it on there, because you do get a lot of fallout. Rub it on there a few times, and then I just place it on my eyelid and I swipe it down. And because this is a halo, I just want to put it in the center and pat it down a few times. You can probably see the fallout. Guys, I'm so sorry if I'm looking down too much. I just got a monitor, so I set it up to my camera, and I'm so used to just looking at my mirror and looking straight to the camera, because I do have a Canon T6. It does not come with the viewfinder, so I'm not able to, you know, look at myself on the viewfinder. So I ended up setting it to my laptop, and I have a monitor sitting next to my camera. So if you guys see me like look down a few times, it's because I'm looking at the monitor, so I'm sorry about that. So what I did next is I picked up this brush right here, and this brush actually came with my Naked Heat palette, and I turned it to this side where it has a more of a pointier blending brush. So I went in again and picked up my Modern Renaissance palette and picked up the darkest shade from the palette again, and I just try to blend it that way it doesn't look so harsh. Now for lashes, I am going to be using my Lily lashes in the style Miami, and I'm totally in love with these lashes. I probably put them on probably 2 or 3 times, and they're just perfect. So that's what we're going to be using for this look today. So I'm going to pop those on really quickly, and I'll be right back. Okay, lashes are on. Guys, look at these lashes. I've been wanting to get them for a while, but I don't know why. I would just be ordering other lashes, and I'm like, okay, stop. Like, it's time to give Lily lashes a try, and I am so in love. I definitely want to get more styles because I only ordered these. They were having a Labor Day sale, and I was like, heck yeah, like I'm gonna get into that. So I ended up getting these lashes, and it came with a free lash applicator, which is so cute because it definitely gives you a better application process, like if that makes any sense. It gives you like a perfect application every time. So, and it's definitely way safer than using regular tweezers, because I've had situations where I poke the crap out of my eye, so that's not fun. But anyways, moving on to foundation. What am I saying? You cannot move on to foundation without priming. That is crazy. So for primer, I'm going to be using my Laura Mercier, just because I haven't used it and I need to be using my makeup, because if not, it's gonna go to waste and it's just gonna be sitting there. And poor Laura Mercier, you know, let's use her for today. I'm gonna be applying a bit on the back of my hand and just putting a few dots around my face. You guys know how primer is put on. It's not anything new or out of the ordinary. The only thing I don't like about this primer so much, I mean, I love Laura Mercier and I love all her products and everything, but this specific primer, it's a radiance primer, and it doesn't, what I've noticed, it doesn't, I like primers that help, you know, close your pores and make your pores look as small as possible, because big open pores are not cute. But I feel like that doesn't, this primer specifically doesn't do that for me. So what I'm going to be doing is to help that out, I'm going to be spraying my face with this Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 setting spray, and it's also a prime spray. So it primes, sets, and also refreshes. So that's what it says. So that's what I'm doing. What I find is that if I just use this only, I end up getting a little bit greasy throughout the day, and I don't love that. So who does? But yeah, I use those two, and it definitely gives me a better feel. Now for foundation today, I'm going to be using the NARS, the Sheer Glow Foundation. So this one does not come with a pump, which is fine, because some people are so obsessed over having a pump on the foundation, and that's fine. The only thing that I like is if I get too much, I can always just like scoop it back in there, you know, even though that might not be so sanitary, but I only use this foundation, so we're good. I'm gonna put a few drops on there, blend it out. And I forgot to tell you guys, I'm sorry, this is in the shade, well, the shade that I picked out was medium 3 Stromboli. I'm going to be using a Morphe Y7 brush to buff that out. So I'm going to move into concealer, and I'm using, like always, you know, my Holy Grail Tarte Shade Concealer. And I like to use light neutral. Just going to buff that out really quickly with my Real Technique sponge. Now what I like to do is when I apply the concealer under my eye, I also go back in and I sharpen up the edges of my eyeshadow, just like that. That way it definitely looks more cleaner and precise. Anyways, I'm gonna set my concealer with translucent powder, and I'm so happy to say that I'm gonna be using this Too Faced Born This Way translucent powder. And I never thought I was gonna be changing my translucent powder. I've been using Laura Mercier forever. Like, I feel like I've bought like 20 of those, you know. But I've heard very good reviews on this, and I was like, you know what the heck, let me try it. You know, I want to be able to experience and try out different products and definitely give you guys my like a good, you know, like review on it, or like my good opinion on it. So I've used this yesterday and I really liked it. You know, definitely set down my concealer and everything in place, and I stayed matte, looking matte like all throughout the day. I didn't get cakey or oily, so that's a good sign. So I'm going to be using it for the second time. So I'm going to open it up. And what I liked about this translucent powder is that it has like a little lid to it. So you lift that up and it's so cute. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't want to drop any of it. It has like a little heart on there, if you guys can see. And what I like to do is I will get the lid, take some out and put it on the lid. When I first got it, this thing was filled up to the top. And that's just like a good thing for me, because it's like you're getting your money worth. You know, you're getting all the product that you should be getting. So I'm going to be using a Morphe Y11 brush, and it just looks like this. And I'm going to be getting some product on there. I'm going to apply it under my eyes. Let that sit for a few minutes. I'm trying out this Kat Von D Lock It powder. It's powder foundation, and I picked it up in the shade Medium 54. Ended up being a little bit too dark for me, so it looks like this. On camera it doesn't actually look that bad. It actually looks okay, but up close, like in person, it is a bit dark. So I didn't want it to go waste, and since I had already used it, I didn't think Sephora would take it back for me, and I threw the receipt away and I threw the box away, so I was like, I have to use it. So what I ended up doing is mixing it with another powder. I'm picking up a Morphe Y16 brush, and I'm gonna dip in to the powder. I'm gonna tap off some of the excess, and I'm gonna really softly apply it on my face. Obviously the areas where I haven't applied any setting powder on. Again, very softly, because I don't want a lot of this. And then after that, I picked up my Makeup Forever powder, and I have this one in the shade 210, and it's definitely way more lighter than my actual skin tone. But I like to dip into that and then apply it over the powder we just applied on. And I've been doing this, and it definitely evens out the color. You just have to find little tricks, you know. In makeup there's a lot of tricks to, you know, get your foundation or your concealer to look right. So that's what I did. Translucent powder sit for a while, so I'm just going to dust it off. Dust it off with a Y3 brush. I'm going to bronze my face, and I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit, and I'm picking up Golden Bronze right here. And I'm going to be using a Morphe Y4 brush. Now for blush, I'm going in with my usual Milani blush, and this is in the color Romantic Rose 01. I'm going to be using a Morphe Y8 brush to apply that on. So I'm going to quickly contour my nose off camera. If you guys want to see a separate video on that, please let me know. I'll do a separate video on how I contour my nose. But I'm going to do it off camera really quickly, and I'll be right back. So I already finished contouring my nose just a bit camera already, and I also did and go back in and finished one of my eyes. So this is what I did to this eye. I completed the bottom. I applied the eyeshadow and also applied mascara. I'm going to show you how I did it. So I went in with my Carly Bible palette, and I got the color that we put on in the center of our eye, and I dipped into that with a very small detail brush. Okay, so what I did is I applied that color right in the center. And then what I did is I grabbed a Morphe Y20 brush, and it's a little bit bigger and thicker, precise brush. Went in back with my Morphe palette, and I picked up the same color we had previously used, and there's this color right here. I'm going to dip into that just a bit. And I'm going to apply this on both corners of my eye. So I'm just going to put it on the edges. So since we already have the color on both corners, I'm going to drag it under the color that we have placed on the center. And I'm dragging it under, so I'm not going over it at all. And then what I did is I picked up a Morphe Y22 brush, and it's very small and kind of pointy, and I grabbed the darkest shade on there, and I'm gonna dip so very lightly to get the smallest pigmentation as possible. Tap off the excess, and then lightly pat it on the corners. And I'm just quickly going to apply some mascara on my lower lashes. Now that completes the eyes, I'm going to go back to the face and I'm going to highlight. Now for highlighter, I decided I want to go in and use one of the Carly Bible on the palette. So I'm going to be using this one right here. And I love how it's like so big. Now to highlight my nose and the temples of my forehead, I'm going to use a Morphe Y14 brush. Also the bridge of my nose. I highlight the temples of my forehead. Now for the lips, I'm going to be using this Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick. Now to finish off, I'm definitely going to set my face. So I'm going to go in back with the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 setting spray and spray my face. Alright guys, this is definitely it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do not leave without subscribing. Give me a like, give me a comment down below, and we'll see you back. Thank you so much guys.